Hi, it's James here from the Sprinkled Donut Forge in Moscow, Texas, and my channel has reached over 400 subscribers, and I have not yet done a giveaway or forged the item for that giveaway. Of course, I'm known for doing a lot of things with rail spikes, especially if you saw my latest video answering Bob Bu's challenge from B&B Forge, making a apocalyptic toilet paper protection or requirement weapon or tool, and that's hashtag 2020 toilet paper railroad spike apocalyptic challenge. So yeah, if you can spell all that, check it out. I'll try to share the link in the description of this video. Anyway, we got to make the thing to give one of y'all. And I'm not going to tell you how to enter right now. You got to watch me make this whole thing out of one rail spike. And I also have a piece of coil spring. When I cut these coil springs up, I usually make half circles. And that's enough material to make a decent chisel or strut tool. Then I end up with this little curly bit. Now I can straighten it out and make probably another great chisel, but I'm going to use this and this together to try to create an item for the giveaway. And before I ramble on too long, let's put this in the fire just to get it hot. And we'll beat on it a bit and see what happens. See you in a minute. Let's knock that down a little bit. Bit of a cleft or a coal shut there. Alright, see, I'll make it thinner and I can file that out. See you in a minute.
Okay.
Get any on you?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. You'll know. If you have an audience, such as a family member, always make sure they're wearing protective eyewear. Always. Straightened her out. Now to do some forming. See you in a minute. Too cold, don't get greedy. Anyway, you'll figure it out. See you in a minute. One undesirable in forge work is sharp edges, unless it's a knife or bladed weapon or tool. You can do that at a lower heat, like a planishing heat, without deforming what you've already formed. Remember, the entire anvil is a tool. Whatever suits the shape for the bottom of what you're working on, use it. Doesn't matter if it's a piece of rail track or what. Alright, there we go. I've straightened that head out and elongated it. And I'm going to wrap it around this piece of coil spring that I showed you. This has to be formed into a ring. So we're going to do that, but before I do that, before I alter from it being straight, any kind of features I want to do to it, I'm going to do now. Well, it's nice and straight, and I can lay a chain over it and perform that function. So we're going to put some features in this, and well, just watch and see. See you in a minute. Looking at you. See you in a minute. Alright, now we're going to do a little detail work. First thing I'm going to do is hit it with a triangular chisel. Triangular punch, rather. Get up here close to the eyes. Drive this edge in. Now a chisel. Now we're going to use the edge of a blunted chisel. Be careful, these count. Light hit to the hand. Let's brush that off and take a look at it. Alright, now we need to take this little piece below the skull and kind of draw that out a little bit and flatten it. And then we'll be ready to do some more stuff to it. See you in a minute. Created a step transition from the bottom of the jaw out to the metal that I need to move, so I can isolate that easily. Even if it's hot, I can isolate that on the edge of the anvil, and hopefully I don't distort my punch and chisel work, because we want to keep it looking like a skull. Oh, and let me take this opportunity to tell you the whole idea on the round eye sockets, that is completely learned from watching Island Metal Forge. Island Metal Forge. If you're into blacksmithing videos, please subscribe, or at least watch Island Metal Forge. Yamez over there is an incredible person. He's a wonderful human being. He does a lot of live streams if you want to meet a lot of the other blacksmithing community and enthusiasts. His live stream is a good place to do that. And he also does a Sunday live stream and a Saturday live stream every week. So check out Island Metal Forge, and I will attempt to put the link in the description, although the video is in its infancy right now. I will hopefully remember that, but check out Island Metal Forge. Remember what I forget. Anyway, we got to take this little tab at the end of the skull and we got to draw it out. That way we can curve it around the piece of coil spring that's going to be a symmetrical ring. And that will be the knocker portion of this. I've never done a skull like this, but the Moabos, that mother of all bottle openers is what that stands for. The Moabos that Yamez does have eyes in similar fashion, done kind of rounded like that, and I really like that feature, and this is the first time I have employed that, and there's going to be quite a few firsts on this for me, and that will make it all the more special for you who stands a chance to win this. But I'm not telling you how yet. You got to watch me do this whole thing. I'm going to test your patience. See you in a minute. got a pharaoh's beard. Now we're working on it. See you in a minute. Ooh. All right. Let's get some holes punched in this thing. We're going to punch them down lower on the shaft because this has got to roll over and hold the ring. So we'll punch those holes, set this aside, and fix the ring out of that coil spring right here. See you in a minute. we're getting there. Punch them down a bit more, that way I can hit them from the back. Holes. Slug sitting nice and pretty on end. That's what we want. Alright, the holes are punched, so we're going to set this aside, because the next step will be to curl this over onto the ring. We got to work on the ring. Here's the ring in question. It's a piece of coil spring, similar to 5160. And I think it'll probably outlast the rest of the knocker. So let's get it in there and get it hot and circulate it. See you in a minute. There we go. It's pretty good. Alright. Next step, see you in a minute. Grind. See you in a minute. Leather doesn't damage your work. See you in a minute. Alright, we'll go to the anvil next with the ring and the piece. Now that I've managed to preform it a little bit, so we'll see you in a minute. Alright, let's see if we can do 4 stampings on this thing before it cools off. A touch mark and the word 400 in numbers. So let's give it a shot. She's hot enough, I think. Onto the anvil. I see it sticking up, we're going to chain it. Alright, touch mark. Touch marks there. We're going to do 4. I put a chalk mark on my little number stamp so I can see what direction up is. 4. Hun. Dread. 400. Alright. Well, that's great. Managed to do it. 4 stamp real deep. We're going handmade here. We're not trying to make machine made. If you want machine made, you go get a machine and make it with the machine. Let's brush this off a little bit and take a look. Arrgh. There we go. $400. Yeah, it's a 400 subscriber giveaway item. Now, the only thing that remains to do is to, just like when you rivet tongs together, we got a friction fit on the metal right now. So what we need to do is we need to heat this up and lock it in the vise and wobble the ring back and forth in the throat of a set of tongs, which these here seem to be pretty stout and good for that sort of thing. So we'll get set up at the vise. I'm going to heat this boss area up, and grab it by the tab in the shaft, and then take this and wobble it around till it's loose. And then we'll talk about how in the world you're going to enter to win this thing. All right. See you in a minute. All right, into the oil. Now to clean this greasy mess up, and we'll talk a bit. See you in a minute. Well, here it is. I like the way the little eyes elongated when it was bent over. Using the leather mallet, the rawhide mallet with the metal sheath, gave me the force of a hammer but didn't damage any of the detail work whatsoever. And leaving this tab available to lock it in the vise was good for getting this to move. It was a little stubborn, but as you see, there's a touch mark, Sprinkle Donut Forge touch mark. Made that myself. And there's 400 subscribers. And you can mount this on your door as a knocker, or if you want to, you can just hang it up and hang stuff on it. It's got two places to mount it. I'll leave the fasteners up to you, because if you have like a $10,000 mahogany door you're going to hang it on, you might not want to drive a big old Husky blacksmith made square nail in it, so just try to use black screws. It would look weird. Now, how do you win it? Well, I'm going to let this ride until the 1st of May. How about that? 1st of May. That way we can do this before Cinco de Mayo. And on the 1st of May, I will compile the list of all the people who have subscribed to the 4, that's it, 4 blacksmithing channels that I am to list. And my list fell on the floor, but I know who they are. 1, Aimless Adventurer. Aimless Adventurer. Now there's another channel that's got a similar name that's going to pull up when you search for it, so I will put the link in the description of this video. Matthew's a wonderful guy and does a lot of very interesting things. Not just blacksmithing, he does things, which is cool. And another one for you that's a special and dear to my heart, just like the other fella there, is Drayson's Forge. So we got Aimless Adventure, Drayson's Forge, and we have Granddad's Forge as the third one. Now, Rob from Granddad's Forge has been very, very generous to me, as has Drayson, given me a lot of things. And also, I know these guys. I have actually spent time with them at the Forge, and you know, we've hung out together in Ohio last September. And there's one more to make the 4, First Degree Forge. Probably one of the best bladesmiths I've ever seen in my life, such short as it is. I know him very well too, and he's a down-to-earth, real good guy, and makes some beautiful work. If you want to order something like a custom-made blade or something like that, check him out first. So we've got Aimless Adventurer, we've got Drayson's Forge, we've got Granddad's Forge, and we have First Degree Forge. Now those are the 4 you have to subscribe to. And in the comments of this video, put done, and the drawing will be held on the 1st of May, and whoever wins, send me your information via email if I don't already have it, and I will get this sent to you, minus the fasteners. I may include a couple nails in case you just want to whack it onto the wall somewhere. Now, I've got some honorable mentions. And my honorable mentions are these. These are, if you are interested in communicating with other members of the blacksmithing community, actually sitting in on a live stream, watching some work go on, and getting to chat back and forth with all of these wonderful people, and some that that I haven't mentioned or may not even know. Here's some channels to check out. Oh, so I don't skip over. We've got Island Metal Forge. Now, Island Metal Forge, that's Yamez over there, and he does a lot of live streaming. He does some on Saturday and Sunday every week, and always making something interesting. And the dude keeps playing with rail spikes, so he's kind of, yeah, you had me at spike. I like spikes. But Island Metal Forge, if you're not subscribed to him, please, it's not a, you don't have to win this thing, but I would like for you to, if you're interested in this sort of thing. And we have County Line Forge. Now, Ting Ting over at County Line Forge, he's a tool maker, and he's always doing live streams, and there's a good community that gathers for his live streams. I encourage you to check him out, and he's an awesome guy and a personal friend of mine as well. So make sure to check out him. And we have Bob over at B&B Forge. I like Bob. He makes hammers, he makes all kinds of cool stuff, and he recently is the one that put out the hashtag 2020 toilet paper railroad spike apocalyptic challenge, where I made the Sith hanging up there out of a single railroad spike. Now, you gotta love Bob, so make sure to check him out. And last but certainly not least, I would like for you to check out Charming Hollow Forge. Now, Hans is what I would call an artist. He's a blacksmith, yes, but he's what I would call an artist. Because if you've seen some of his work, especially some of the work like the beautiful headdress, Trail of Remembrance, that won quite a bit of praise at the Quad State art deal. He won the thing through and through with it. I mean, yeah, you just have to see it. Hans over at Charming Hollow Forge is a wonderful person, and he is an artist. And if you are not already subscribed to him, if you're interested in this sort of videos, you should. So, let's recap. To win the thing, you have to subscribe to Aimless Adventurer, First Degree Forge, Drayson's Forge, and Granddad's Forge. That's the 4. And if you love the blacksmithing community half as much as I do, you should check out these fellows. Ting Ting at County Line Forge, Yamez at Island Metal Forge, Bob at B&B Forge, and Hans at Charming Hollow Forge. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today. I'm going to get this video up onto Tube, and just remember, subscribe to the 4 listed channels. I will put the links in the description. Drawing on May the 1st, and one of you will win this piece of coolness. That's all I got for this evening. Till next time, bye.